Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
Best in the franchise.
I agree with you. Yeah, that's my favorite entry in the franchise. That's one of those series where the first one came out of the gate and was very impressive, but it wasn't perfect, and then the sequel just totally blew it out of the
Yeah,
water.
you're like, the first scene is you hanging off like a train that's going off a cliff in the snow.
Yeah.
It's also the first one that introduced multiplayer, which I became
The
obsessed
multiplayer is
with.
actually really good.
Yeah, which is surprising because, you know, you're like, a single player game shouldn't have this one when it's so focused on its narrative, and then you play it and I'm like, I'm addicted for 5 hours today. Like, I'm addicted for 10.
It was one of the first times I really felt connected to the pain that a protagonist was going through. A Tomb Raider went on to do it probably even better later on, and then eventually pull back a little and have less like kind of spears through your throat and stuff. But those first 20 minutes of Uncharted 2, where he's in a t-shirt and he's freezing and he's bloody and he's got like a sling, it's really hard to get through that. You're like, I feel so bad for this guy. He's holding out of this thing and it just explodes and people start shooting at him. It's rough.
Yeah, and also like the unspoken like history that goes on between him and his now wife that he doesn't really talk about, and then Chloe and the wittiness, like what is that relationship, and then learning more about him and Sully, like all these things that you just necessarily didn't explore in the first game, and the second game, just like it's hard. It's interesting to me when a video game makes you feel when it doesn't even do anything. Like the two characters are just staring at each other, one sitting on a bed and Drake's just staring at her, and she's like, there's so much pain that happened in between 1 and 2 that you guys aren't speaking of, and I really care now, and like I want to know what your adventure is besides just what, you know, the game is telling me to do. What happened between you guys?
Well, the first one was so like, kind of campy and one-dimensional, and it really only had a few set pieces. It was all set in one environment, and you didn't really have that Indiana Jones globe-trotting aspect to it. But you're totally right in that the second one, they started developing these character relationships, and you started realizing like there are serious ramifications to being a selfish-ass treasure hunter. Like, if you're gonna go disappear for 6 months and put all your friends and wife in jeopardy, just for like a statue of a goblin or whatever, like people get hurt. Like it messes people up. It
all
breaks
those
the family.
villages he destroys. Like,
Oh
my favorite,
yeah, man! Don't even get me started on that.
My favorite part of Uncharted 2 is like you get to pet yaks, you pet 4 or whatever, and then you do that nice little thing. It's everything's calm, and then like 5 minutes later, a tank just comes right through that village.
Everybody's
and
dead,
everything.
and they came for you. Not for. No one's like, we're gonna take that village out. They're like, that dude was here. Let's kill everybody. Great game.
Great game.
Yeah, it has a Nintendo level of polish.
Yeah.
It is the most highly rated PS3 exclusive and won IGN's Game of the Year for that year, 2009.
It's really the most highly rated PS3 exclusive? Wow, that's awesome.
That's amazing.